Gaius loved his grandma.
What did I say a year ago in San Antonio? I was in San Antonio.
I thought this was your first con.
Igor takes a shot. She's asking too many questions.
I don't remember what
San Antonio College, Eddie. Motivational speaking.
Motivational speaking, San Antonio College. When I say that
You were talking about a Dharma and
give me a little bit more of a hint. What did I say?
You gave me a beach and said,
Yes.
Adama is a Cylon!
Yeah.
Or the house.
What can I tell you? Next question. I'm not going to deny it. I am. Hey. You put the rest of it together. You can fill in the blank. Now, I said that, as a means of, because there was a lot of people asking me a lot of questions. So I think before the 5 Cylons were brought forth, wasn't it? Before the 4 out of the 5. So it was a big issue and a lot of people were asking questions. Am I or am I not? That's the question.
He is.
How many believe I am? Raise your hands. Wow. How many of you believe I'm not? Oh, God. Okay. You're in for a big shock.
We have about 5 minutes left. No multi-part questions. You over here.
Hey boys, sorry. So I am ashamed to say that I just started watching the show very recently, so I'm not fully up to par. Hey.
Come on, please. That was great, man. I was so excited about it. I'll tell you, I'm not one to complain much from the show. I haven't put up too many fights over the seasons, but when I read the original script and they basically had me like standing in the background holding hand pads or like doing up someone's hand wraps, I lost it. I was so mad. I was crying and whining and calling everybody. I was like, if I don't get to box, I don't care if I get beat up, you better let me box. They let me box. There was like 3 different revisions, and finally I got to do like hours and hours of choreography with Jamie. We had a great time, man. That's an awesome episode.
Yeah, I really have to thank Robert Emian, the director of that episode, who went on to direct us every year. He came back. He is known as the father of the independent film movement here in the United States of America. He started actually making film in 1933. That was his first film. And here we are. He's 83 years old, and he's been working with us. He's one of the oldest working directors in the country today. And he directed that episode. And it was just a magnificent piece of work that even the writers didn't understand what they had created and the complexity of what they had created until they saw what he did with it. And that's what really drove everybody. And I think the DVD has a better version than was aired.
Yes.
Which has probably been the case for the whole show. Where you get a much better ride if you wait for the DVD. And I gotta tell you, so I thank you for that question because I thought that question was fantastic. And of course, the Chief and I played hell on each other. And he beat the living crap out of me.
You got him.
It was amazing how many people he beats the shit out of. And in actuality, in real life, he can't easily whip. But he does cold cock people. If you were here yesterday, you know what I mean. That was the suit he was using for all of you who were here yesterday. That's the actual suit. Show him how it was done, son. For me, it will always be 33. That show, to me, kicked off one of the most extraordinary journeys I've ever taken in the usage of film in the history of my life. And I've done I've had some great experiences. I've lived a very privileged life. But 33, something happened. And it really took us into a world, and it placed us deep inside of that world. And everybody just sat there with their mouths on the ground. After a really great opening for the miniseries, it was fantastic. But man, nobody was ready for 33. And I got to tell you, the actors who started to work on it from the beginning, it was overwhelming when we realized what they were doing, how intensely committed the story was going to be in the realities of what the humanity was about to go through. So it set up a really high bar, didn't you think? I mean, from the very beginning, we said, holy shit. And all of a sudden we were into water. And I said, of course, water would be next. And I said, these guys are stoned, serious. This is fantastic. So for me, it was 33 by far. And that's not excluding, the show has been a tremendous journey. And there has been like a roller coaster up and down where you can look at some episodes and say, well, they weren't as good as 33. But the overall perspective has always been a journey that's moving in an upward direction. And it's going like this. And like we wish that the stock market would do. But basically, what you're about to experience in this final episodes that are coming up in January is breathtaking. I cannot tell you, if you've experienced 3 great years, if you've enjoyed those 3 great years, and experienced the first half of the 4th season, and you really are there and say, wow, this is really something, it's really getting better. Well, the final season, the final episodes are unbelievably and unquestionably the finest portions as a whole of the entire show. You're in for one hell of a ride.
Spoilers, so don't go there. But Ron Moore has written a finale worthy of the 4.5 seasons of Black that we've had so far. And I don't know anybody who's read the final episode and hasn't been reduced to tears.
So I think Eddie's taken up all the time because they got around. I have to say that my favorite episode, or one of the most memorable ones, is the very first day of principal photography for all of us in the miniseries was a funeral, and Adama gives this speech of what we have to deal with within ourselves, etc. And this is our first time working with each other. You probably remember the scene, and he finishes the speech, and then he says, "So say we all," and we let it go, and then he says, "So say we all," and so we say, half-heartedly, "So say we all." Now listen to this. Then he says, "So say we all." We go, "Holy shit, man, so say we all." And then he just walks around and just looks at us and says, "So say." And we go, yeah, and he got everybody in that spot rocking, screaming, "So say we all." And I went, oh man, what are we in for? So I think, maybe it'd be a good thing if I'd love to hear this many people if Mr. Amos, the Adama, could lead us off.
I will say this. I believe that the conventions, these sci-fi conventions, that people have been doing for 36, 37 years, maybe longer, have been the best kept secret on the planet. So say we all.